4, I gave you corresponding angles. Make sure you have that down. And then you can ask 5 additional questions. Lillian, what number?
27.
27. Okay. This one says estimate the area of the regular shape. The best way to answer this would be to count the squares inside that shape. It is an estimate, so it doesn't have to be exact. Of course, a whole square would be like +1. If you have a partial square, like maybe right here, I would count this and another partial square together as 1. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30, 31-ish, maybe 32. What did you guys get?
I just counted it and did it as a square. And I got 70 units squared.
Oh, that seems too big. So when I counted the squares, I got about 32. Of course, it would be multiple choice, and if they're having me estimate, there's not going to be another answer choice close to 32. So if it was like 35 in the answer choices, that would be correct. If they had like 30 there, that would be correct. Whatever they have that's close to 32 would be your correct answer. What's that?
Number 1.
Number 1, yes. Midpoint between 2 points. There is an equation for midpoint, and no, it is not on any reference sheet. The equation for midpoint is x1 plus x2 over 2, y1 plus y2 over 2. What do they mean by x and y? They mean the points here. So this would be at 3, 4, and this one here is at 8, -4. So what you're finding is literally the average of the x's and the average of the y's, or the middle of the y's. So for example, the middle of 4 and -4 is 0. And if you put these numbers in the equation, 3 plus 8 over 2 and 4 plus -4 over 2, you would get the coordinates 5.5, because 11 divided by 2 is 5.5, and 4 plus -4 is 0. 0 divided by 2 is just 0. So your answer is 5.50. If equations aren't your thing, like you could add 3 plus 8 divided by 2 to get 5.5, and 4 plus -4 divided by 2 is just going to be 0. So 5.50 is your midpoint. Caitlin? Number 12. Calculate the volume of a right circular cylinder in terms of pi. In terms of pi is important. Pi is going to be in our answer. To find the volume of a cylinder, volume equals area of the base times the height. That's the equation that you'll have on the reference sheet. Now, the area of the base is a circle, so you have to have the area of a circle equation memorized. The area of a circle, if you've been doing Khan Academy the whole time, you should have this memorized. It's pi r squared times height. Now that you have this written out, you can plug in numbers. So our radius of our base is 4, and the height of the cylinder is 10. So pi, 4 times 4 is 16. 16 times 10 is 160. So the volume here is 160 pi units cubed. Okay, so that's 3. What else? Caitlin?
5.
Number 5. Okay. Which angle relationship justifies that line L is parallel to M? Okay, so I'm going to go through the answer choices. It says 1 is congruent to 7. 1 is congruent to 7, but it doesn't prove that those two lines are parallel. That really has nothing to do with the other line, so it wouldn't be able to prove that's parallel. Then it says 3 congruent to 4. First of all, they aren't congruent. And again, it only has to do with one line, not the two. 4 congruent to 5. They aren't congruent. And again, it doesn't have anything to do with the other line. And then last but not least, it says 6 is congruent to 8. That is correct. 6 is congruent to 8 because they're corresponding angles, and corresponding angles can prove that those two lines are congruent. One more. Go ahead, Ava. Number 1? Okay, so a figure composed of two rays with a common endpoint. So a ray and another ray, common endpoint, would be an angle. Okay, so make sure that your name is at the top and go ahead and pass it up.